YouTube Nation, Manfan TV, aka Me TV, aka Philly is a fan of the city. The fans are nah, come on, KG. What's wrong with you, Garnett? You know you're wrong, and I'm gonna talk about that later, okay? But before I get started the show today, I do have a couple things I want to say. I want to say congratulations to Kevin Steen for winning the Ring of Honor World Title. I will be talking wrestling later because of Over the Limit and everything, and you know what? Not even getting started on that, but it was better than Extreme Rules, all right? Anyways, I also want to say that Ortiz Berto for boxing, Ortiz Berto 3, that's right, has now been canceled due to Berto being caught with steroids. That's right. So now it's canceled and they're trying to find a replacement fighter for Ortiz. I'm getting real tired of this, all right? So I'm telling you, I'm so tired of fighters getting caught with steroids. You just can't fight clean, can you? What's going on here, all right? Also, I want to say, rest in peace, Junior Seau. I will be talking about him a little bit later due to the fact that his family has had a little bit of update of what's going on. So I'll talk about that later. Now, I got to get into this, all right? You FCers, that's right. You guys told me last week, make sure, Event, that you watch the Chelsea game because that's going to be a great game. And you know I told you, I was out playing basketball, but I'll be recording it. And I recorded it and I watched it, and it was a great game, all right? But you have to understand that the flops that happen, it kills the game so bad.
By fouls. He is the most fouled player in the competition.
Frustrated today, Drogba. The opportunity to act.
Contento. That's from Lampard. It is a free kick.
And when you have such bad flops, it actually takes away from the accidents that are really bad on the field.
He's challenging there. Why would you even risk a yellow card? You've got him pending. Just crumbs it from the single. And the players have responded. This is what Drogba has to do.
Both teams played aggressive, even though Bjorn, controlled the ball 60% in the first half, and a little bit, they teetered off a little in the second half. But both teams could not capitalize on their chances at net.
Centrally, and they've got used to him. Stamford Bridge lent his strengths and his wings. He's in for Drogba. Trying to set up Lampard, hitting top for Gomez. It's Gomez. This is Robin. And this is Lee.
What is Gomez doing?
It's only if he complicates it. He just stays in goal as that's his game. One touch finish.
He's had two great chances. Comes across the river for the first time the Chelsea defence got stretched, but why is he taking a touch? Contact on the ball for those two chances before.
With Chelsea playing counter and the fans waiting in anticipation, Bjorn actually had a chance to score, and when they did strike, it was called back due to offsides.
It's Robin. Chelsea agree again.
He just continued his run. Just his left foot, just offside, I think. So tight though. Chelsea again inviting trouble. Robinson had done better on the initial shots, and I think the linesman got the decision just right.
With a tough back-and-forth match done by two great teams, the game goes deep into the second half with no goal, until about the 82-minute mark, where Bjorn finally sees her opportunity.
Chelsea get no complaints. Ashley Cole gets drawn in towards Gomez. And Muller comes in behind him, hits it into the ground. And they're both better check. Just pulls off the back of Gary Lewis. And Ashley Cole doesn't see him. He had the warning a couple of minutes before. Huge moments in this Champions League final, and you cannot take it away from Bayern. They deserved it. the play, the chances they've created, and they've finally taken one.
As time went by, Chelsea fans started to feel frustration, but they never quit on their team. They always cheered them on the entire time, even though they were down. Chelsea knew they had to make a push if they were going to win before this, or at least tie it in regulation. And then about in the 87-minute mark, lightning struck.
Nothing as possibly bleak as this. Drogba!
What a moment for Drogba! It's his time! It's incredible power in the header, and the Chelsea fans are absolutely ecstatic. They cannot believe it. They've been so poor in this match, but Bayern Munich, they made a defensive substitution. They brought Van Boyten on, and now it's anybody's. You're just out there. Your mind's not working, you're just running as hard as you can.
And at 1-1, that was the end of regulation, and we go into extra time. As you guys know, half hour. Both teams looked kind of tired. There were skirmishes in front of the net, but nothing came from them. And then out of nowhere, a move happens. And you know what? I personally thought it was a flop, but I've shown you guys enough flops. But sometimes that's how it is. And a penalty kick goes in favor for Bjorn. That kick would have sealed the deal in extra time for Bayern Munich, but the goalkeeper had something else in mind. And let me say this now, both goalkeepers played amazing in regulation and in extra time. So you know what that means, right, people? Time to go to a kickoff.
When the mind is tired and the body is tired, that's when you miss, you do something wrong characteristic. We saw Real Madrid putting in the stands. That's uncharacteristic of a skillful player, but it happens when you play 120 minutes. There were some articles out this week talking about should this game go to penalties, and the theme of all the articles seem to be the mindset of the German player, the German team is better prepared for it than the English side. Do you agree?
I do agree. I do agree with that. However, Ribery's not on the field. Mueller's not on the field. Schweinsteiger looks like he's carrying an injury. So you're looking at the team sheet, you don't really know who's going to be stepping up for them. For Chelsea right now, I think it's pretty simple. I think Lampard will probably take one, Drogba will take one, Mata will take one, Cole will take one, and Luiz will probably take one. Those are my thoughts. Maybe not Luiz, but it just seems like it's going to be a more solid setup for Chelsea at this moment. You don't want to be walking up to the ball and getting too cute with it because your legs are tired and you're going to need to get some pace on it.
History is weighing in on the minds of the Chelsea players right now. No time to get cheeky.
Absolutely none.
The mindset makes right. Arjen Robben missed a penalty in extra time. Will he be called upon to strike another one? Flashback to the semifinal PK situation versus Real Madrid. It was Alaba, Gomez, Cruz, Lam, Schweinsteiger who stepped up for Bayern Munich.
Another possible advantage, Rob, as well as they're taking it to Bayern Munich in.
They call the penalties. Once again, here's Gary and Martin.
Suspended. It was the first up and was successful. They had to change their routine. First penalty in the shootout. Lam, who just makes it. And finally,
Gets a hand to it, Petr. It's a good height for him. Oh, I'm disappointed.
it's the Birmingham City in the next round. Here goes Mata. And performance is party pace.
He just looks absolutely huge. Look at the size of him. That's not a great penalty. Goes the right.
Look to Petr again. Slides it in, and they're getting nearer.
Well, for a man who's missed chance after chance, this is his best strike of the evening. Power.
Now desperately Chelsea need this. And they get it.
Oh, that's a perfect penalty. No goalkeeper in the world will save that one. top of the
against goalkeeper. And now it does it. As if anything less could never happen.
It looks awkward, he didn't know he was taking the penalty. But once the penalty he takes...
Again. Not yet.
Oh, that is a captain's penalty, absolutely brilliant from Frank Lampard. He's had his fair share of heartache in these situations.
Chelsea fans hold their breath. And Chelsea saves! And Chelsea, yet again, is still alive!
It's the technique, Martin, he took a straight run up. I never like it when a player runs forward onto a penalty. You see there, he straightens himself up. Becomes predictable.
Cole against Neuer. And he does it! It's a magnificent penalty. And Bayern must believe it's never going to happen for them.
Talk about composure and class, the little check there. Crash the Cole.
So it's resting on him here. And it's at the post! And Chelsea are one penalty away. But that's what they were in Moscow.
Oh, Schweinsteiger. He patted the penalty spot with his boots. He stood on the penalty spot continuously. The ball just sinks into that spot there, and it was so unconvincing. Didier Drogba.
It all comes down to one kick for Chelsea to win this, and it comes down to the guy who helped them survive this long, Drogba. So let's see what actually happens.
Didier Drogba, I'm going to say it now, it is written in the stars.
Well, he scored a magnificent header to equalise and take it to extra time. He gave away a penalty which should have been advantaged by him, but wasn't. And it's come down to Drogba, who this time is the 5th penalty taken for Chelsea in the final shootout. He did it! The greatest night in the history of Chelsea Football Club! European champions! They've beaten Bayern in their own backyard! They've found the Holy Grail! After a venture fraught with danger! And Drogba may never play for Chelsea again. He will never be forgotten. He's immortal at this football club, Gary Neville.
It can never get better than this for English football. In this season, the most incredible season, the 19th of May 2012, FIFA, UEFA, stop football.
Robbie Di Matteo knows Chelsea's history. He has written large in that book tonight and over the last 3 months. And remember, they qualified for next season's competition. Chelsea's gain is Tottenham's pain in that respect. But Bayern can only blame themselves. At 60 minutes they went in front late enough on to clinch the trophy. But then it was Drogba. And Drogba. And here Drogba. The last kick, the winning kick. The man who lives for finals. The bigger the occasion, the better the response.
Oh, they're crying. It was Drogba, it was the angels, it was the heavens, it was the stars, it was the gods, it was everything for Chelsea. This is not anything to do with football. This is more than football, this is spirit. Never giving in, fighting to the end. That English spirit running right the way through the Champions League for Chelsea.
What a road. What a journey. What a finish. Roman's road to redemption from Moscow to Munich. It's what he's been waiting for. You've just witnessed an achievement, no doubt about that. Only 6 in the Premier League, but number 1 in the Champions League against considerable odds. We perhaps think of the stars. No, they are the stars. Their name is on the cup, the European Cup, and their name is Chelsea.
just look at the owner. He spent a few quid.
He's actually almost come into a public position. He's the shyest, most retiring of men, the richest of men. But these are riches beyond belief, really.
Really enjoying this moment. He has some big decisions to make this summer. Enjoy tonight, and the work will start tomorrow. Managers, new players, players out of contract. There he is. That's his obsession. His dream has just been realised.
Well, they are allowed to take up a member of the board of directors to join in, but everybody said, well, if Chelsea do it, well, we know who it won't be. And that indicates how much it means. A Singra on top of the pile, Chelsea on top of the continent. Juan Mata, first season.
It was an amazing game. Congratulations to Chelsea FC. Bayern Munich, you have nothing to be ashamed of. Did you see the look in your players' eyes at the end? Did you see that? That's passion. You know what that says? They'll be back. That's what it says. Now, Chelsea FC fans, I have to say real quick that Drogba has already announced, I'm sure you guys know already, that he will not be back after this. After his contract is up, he will be leaving Chelsea FC. I believe that's in June. So I don't know what you guys are going to do, but good luck, all right? And it was definitely a great game to watch. Now, I need to move on, guys. I need to talk about NBA basketball. First off, I have to talk about the Sixers and the Celtics. I said I would get to this. But before I get started, I want to say now, all right? When the Sixers played the Celtics at home, here in Philadelphia, they were down by 18 points and came back and won. Am I correct? Okay, now, I won't play like this because a lot of people here seem to say, you know, oh, it was a great comeback and the team is so amazing and it's so great. Let's get something straight here, okay? The Sixers only played one half of basketball, the second half, all right? And then when they went into Boston, they actually had a chance to win in Boston because they were up. But they faltered in the third quarter when that stretch happened and then Boston took over. Now, I want to say this now because everyone keeps saying that the Sixers doesn't have, you know, they don't have what it takes to win. And you see these fans that asked me who I thought was going to win the series. And I told you guys before, I thought the Celtics would win due to the fact that they were on a hot streak at the time. The Sixers in the two previous games, have been down from 18 plus points, all right? That says something right there, number one. You can't expect to come back every time. But I will put it like this. It's not the Sixers' fault that the Celtics are playing so good. It's actually the Sixers who were beating themselves at one point. And I want to put it like this because once again, Andre Iguodala, we got to talk about this. You know what? I find it very funny that every time I get ready to break down tape, that Andre Iguodala is, you know what I mean, he's involved. And it's not done purposely this way. It just goes to show you that this is low basketball IQ, bad team play, and it just seems like he's always in the middle of some type of controversy when I'm talking about basketball for some reason. So let's look at what he does this time and just messes this completely up on a pick and roll.
Points is the Celtics scoring leader in the game.
Now, the man rolling off the pick is Lavoy Allen. He is 5 for 5 at the time during this play, so he is the hot hand. Both defenders have their backs towards him, so they have ignored him. All Iguodala has to do is pass him the ball, and you have a wide open jump shot. But Iguodala has something else planned, which makes no sense to me. So let's see what happens. Now, that pick and roll play is a standard play. Anybody who knows basketball, you know it. That's automatic. All right? But Iguodala, once again, doesn't do what's right. And this guy gets paid a boatload of money. That's right. To pretty much ignore which would give you the best success rate. It makes no sense to me. All right? And yet, fans cheer him on. I don't understand this. I understand if you want to cheer him because he's on the team, but come on now. He's hurting you more than he's helping you. In this play. I'm not saying every play. In this play. This is what I mean, though. And it's just ridiculous that we see this. But Sixers fans, after the Celtics beat us, KG comes out and says that Sixers fans are fair weather fans. That's right. Now, KG, you're half right, you're half wrong, okay? Because you guys know, I've been battling with Sixers bandwagoners all season long, have I not? I've shown you the tweets, I've shown you the arguments, I've shown you everything, all right, about the bandwagoners. Now, I want to put it like this. You can't blame the fans that much as you have to blame the CEO, the new CEO, all right? Because, I put it like this. He's the one who built this hype machine. You don't see the Flyers doing this. You don't see the Phillies doing this. You don't see the Eagles doing this. Hell, you don't even see the Union doing this, all right? It's only the Sixers because they're trying to put asses in the seats. But understand this, all right? Because of that, we saw earlier this season the fans get on board in the beginning of the season because we were beating nobodies pretty much. Then when we went on that big losing streak, what happened? The fans walked away. Did they not? And then we saw, what did I say? I said, I'm shocked that the CEO hasn't killed himself yet, all right? And then the fans came back when we had a chance to beat the Bulls in round 1. That's when they came back. So KG is half right. And I only say half right because I know how it feels, all right? But you have to understand, it's because he says all Philly fans. It's not all Philly fans. It's a joke that he would say that. No, there's some loyal fans here. There's a lot of loyal fans here. So that's where you're half wrong, KG, all right? And I have a problem with that because, first off, you should know not to say anything. I'll put it like this. Any athlete talking about fan bases, they should get in trouble for that, all right? But it seems like everyone's okay with this. And I say this because ESPN, those idiots on Party Interruption, feel that KG, it's okay. And listen to why they feel it's okay for KG to bag on Philly fans.
We got more headlines, starting with the Celtics blowing out the Sixers last night. After the game, Kevin Garnett said Boston fans are better than the Philly crowd. Quote, not even close. You got fans in Boston, and then you got fair weather fans in Philly. Take it how you want, unquote. The Celtics are one game from the conference finals, Mike. Was this a wise comment by Mr. Garnett?
Sure. I mean, Garnett, knows sometimes he wants to fire his team up or fire himself up. He don't live in Philly. Garnett lives, he also is out here in California, out west, He lives with the Philly people. He can insult them if he wants. I mean, fine for Kevin Garnett. What's it going to hurt him for?
They already hate Garnett. They're not going to hate him anymore.
Exactly.
He's got one game left in Philly at most, and one game left in Boston at most if they lose the game in Philadelphia. He's played great. By the way, we go to the glasses for the plus minus. The Celtics are plus 136 with Garnett on the floor through 11 games. They're minus 85 with Garnett off. He's earned the right to say whatever he wants at this point.
Tony, that last point is the big point. Kevin Garnett is not some dude on the end of the Indiana bench going like this.
That's right.
Kevin Garnett has earned the right to get in somebody's grill.
I'm sure the Philly fans are stunned that they took a shot at him, right?
Yeah, and you know what? Seriously, if a Boston player had nice things to say about Philly, how disingenuous would that be? Good for KG.
So let me get this straight. Because KG doesn't have to face us Philly fans, it's okay to trash us. So what you're saying is, it's okay to be a coward. That's what you're saying. You have to be kidding me. Nobody, and I put it like this, nobody, I don't care how good he plays, none of these athletes earn the right to trash a fan base. Fan bases go after fan bases. That's what the fans are for, all right? And I'll put it like this. Now that KG said that, I hope the Sixers win tonight so that they have to come back to Philly. That's right. And I hope that the fan base starts throwing shit at them as far as I'm concerned. You have to be kidding me, think that it's okay. But you know what? If we start throwing stuff at him or someone gets on the court and gets in his face, then you'd say all Philly fans are classless. That's what you say. This is the reason why athletes all of a sudden have been, given the green light pretty much to trash fans. Because it's the media who just lets it go. They don't make a big deal about it. They feel it's okay to be a coward. That's what they feel. You've got to be kidding me. How do these guys have their show again? I mean, you got to be kidding me. Anyways, I need to move on. I need to talk more basketball. The Lakers, I'll pull these Lakers fans. Right now, you should have Pau Gasol's head on a platter somewhere. And you know what? And Bynum. But you know what? If you're going to get on Bynum, you got to get on Mike Brown as well. Because your coach did not call any plays or say that many plays down front for Bynum to post up. He didn't, all right? So for everyone who keeps pointing out the point percentage and everything, I'll play this. Pau Gasol, he's got to go. He has to go for you Lakers fans. And you know what? Ron Artest, we're going to talk about this. Ron Artest, that foul that they gave him, that flagrant, that wasn't that hard of a foul, all right? And then when Kobe comes over and says, it wasn't that hard of a foul, he gets teched. You got to be kidding me. And Kobe, I understand you're supposed to be the man on the team. You, Kobe Bryant, can't nobody tell you anything. But late in the game, you cannot take those type of shots, all right? I understand. You could have took the shot from the damn, in the stands, and you just still tried it. And people would have said, why are you shooting? And you just said, because I'm Kobe Bryant. And people were like, fair enough. That's what would have happened. Someone has to pull you to the side and say, look, you can't take those shots. There was other times where you had chances to take a shot, wide open shots, good looks at the basket, and decided to drive in the lane and try to get the layup. And we're not talking late in the fourth or in the third trying to draw fouls. No, we're talking wide open shots you could have took, and you decided to go in and you messed up, and then you complained about it. You can't do that, Kobe. Take the shot where it's at. You know this. Out of all people, you should know about this already. All right? And what did I tell you guys? I told you in the West a couple weeks ago, I say, OKC, Spurs. Did I not say that? Who's in the final? OKC, Spurs. It's just that simple, guys. Now, I'll put it like this. Last night we saw the Miami Heat. They was thugging, all right? They was thugging. We'll put it like this. Tyler Hansbrough blocked Dwayne Wade. If you watch the play again, he actually hits the ball first before he hits, before he comes down and hits Wade in the face. Okay, you want to give him a rough foul or whatever, that's fine. Udonis Haslem needs to be suspended for a game. What he did to Hansbrough out of reaction is ridiculous. He wasn't going for the ball. We've seen it 1,000 times. Even in his press conference, he's like, oh, I don't have a track record and I was going for the ball. No, you weren't. You went right after his face. That's what it came down to. And then at the end of the game, Stevenson, don't get me wrong. If you saw what Stevenson was doing all the choking and everything, this guy doesn't play. You know what I mean? And, almost got into a fight or whatever. He did not deserve that elbow last night that he deserved. I play this. Pittman, who is a goon, that's what they brought him out for, because he doesn't play. He needs to be suspended. And Kenny Smith made a really good observation. You know what I mean? Maybe a new rule, we'll say, that should be implemented. But it can be abused. I can see this. I play like this. If a player gets hurt for those X amount of days and how long he's out, the player who hurt him intentionally should be suspended for that long as well. Now, I can see people saying, oh, well, the guy's healthy, but they're keeping him out because the other player, they want to keep the other player out. I can see how that can be abused. I really can, okay? But Kenny Smith came up with a very good idea. It was just despicable to see. What did he have? Now, put it like this. The foul that Udonis Haslem did to Hansbrough, if that was our test, they'd have thrown his ass out the game. All right? That's what happened. At this point, it comes down to reputation fouls. The refs need to do a better job than what they're doing. It was ridiculous. But that doesn't mean that the Heat didn't deserve the win last night. No. All right? The Pacers, they played soft. Before the game, LeBron and Wade is talking about Danny Granger and trashing on him. You gonna tell me Danny Granger, he comes out and is, oh, my ankle's hurt. Oh, my ankle's hurt. Look, tape that shit up, put a brace on it, and get back out there and play. I'm not trying to hear you're done for the night. It's ridiculous. The Pacers fell apart, and once again, in transition, the Heat are hard to stop. They are. But you have to understand that this came down to big men, and most of the points were in the paint. All right? And Wade did these acrobatic shots. You know what? Charles Barkley said it best. He said, when you get somebody who takes in, these acrobatic shots, these stupid shots, that's what he said, stupid shots, and they go in, they're encouraged to keep doing it. That's what he said. You know what I mean? It's true. Because most people don't make these. Now, Wade has a tendency of making these type of shots. Don't get me wrong. All right? He does. But they are stupid shots. They really are. It's just ridiculous. They're trick shots almost at this point. And it's almost like he's almost perfected them at this point. But Charles Barkley makes a great point. Because if somebody did that in any other ball court, they'd look at you like, what the hell's wrong with you? You know what I mean? They would. So I definitely understand where Charles Barkley is coming from. Oh, my God. I'm telling you guys, it's been ridiculous. But talking about controversies and hits and everything, the NHL, we have to talk about this. For those who don't know, last night, all right, the Kings advanced to the Stanley Cup. Congratulations, Kings. But you won off of the weirdest, most controversial, I would say, I won't say the most, but controversial up to date, in these playoffs, I'll say, controversial way of winning an actual game. And for those who don't know what happened about the hit, let's see the clip for that.
Legs of Roosevelt, and it looks like the thigh on thigh, knee on thigh, and Roosevelt, we didn't see it coming, so he was never able to brace himself.
Yeah, and obviously, Brown's been in the middle of a lot of stuff here in this series and through the playoffs. This is a bad injury for the Phoenix Coyotes. You cannot underestimate how good Roosevelt has been on the blue line. Absolutely. He's been a horse playing with Ekman Larson. They've gone head-to-head with the Brown-Kopitar-Williams line. Boy, he can't even put any weight down there.
Yeah, it's difficult to tell whether it's knee or whether it's his thigh, but that collision was violent, no doubt, with two guys going opposite direction.
And the one player, Roosevelt, would lay up a little bit knowing that it's offside. But here it's offside. And then at the same time that whistle's going, you see Kopitar's going the same direction, and then Brown comes in, obviously his skates, we stop it there. He's trying to get him with a left shoulder forearm, but his left knee goes right into the middle of the body, and knee on knee or knee on thigh, as you mentioned.
Brad Watson is the referee having an extended conversation with Radim Bravada. Ray Whitney down there as well for the Phoenix Coyotes. See, for me, he didn't lead with his knee. Yeah. For me, when you get a knee call, he didn't lead with his knee. He comes across, he makes contact in the upper body as well, too. And yes, there was a violent collision, leg on leg. But for me, it was whole body and an unfortunate injury. Here comes Hunter, closing in, save, rebound on the phone, Tim Penner, he scores! Dustin Penner ends it in overtime, and the LA Kings are going to the Stanley Cup final.
Now, the NHL has said that there is no ruling for Brown right now. And you know what, Flyers fans? I'm getting real tired of you. You have to, look, shut up. All right? And I'm not talking about you guys on here because I really don't hear anything much about you guys on here saying things. But on Twitter, I'm reading your tweets and you're complaining, oh, you're so happy for Richards and Carter. And why? Because they're not on the team anymore. Who cares? Just be happy for them. They're ex-Flyers. If they came back, you'd give them a standing ovation as well, right? All right, then. Just be happy for them that they're succeeding somewhere else. That's all it is. It's not that big of a deal. If anyone should be mad, it should be the media for the way they trashed them, not the fan base. They left. They didn't say anything bad about you guys. Let it go. Okay, Flyers fans? Just get ready for next season. Stop worrying about the damn Kings so much. Don't make no damn sense. Stop your crying. But I need to move on, all right? Because we got to talk this wrestling thing. No. I'm not going to talk wrestling just yet. Let me talk about Junior Seau. I want to say rest in peace to Junior Seau. There has been a slight update. The family is thinking about, taking his brain and donating it to science so they can see what was actually wrong with him. Now, if anyone's been watching Outside the Lines with ESPN, like I said, it's the best show. If you ask me, 360 and Outside the Lines, they're best shows, okay? Because they actually, their documentaries and stuff, that's what their sports is about. Not this other crap you see on a daily basis, all right? But Outside the Lines had a nice little, segment for Junior Seau about how he was depressed and he had all these companies and restaurants and things he had going on for him. And now that he's gone, that a lot of those places may be shutting down. It's going to be sad to see what happens, but I will keep you guys updated on what's going on. Now I need to move on to wrestling, guys. Oh my God. Okay, where do I start? Over the limit. First off, wasn't as bad as Extreme Rules. I'm happy about that. Glad to see Christian back. Glad to see him back. They gave him quite a push, but I will say this. How the hell does Christian stay in mid-car hell? How does he understand he's an Intercontinental Champion, but you got to be kidding me. We've seen what this guy can do in TNA as a World Champion. You bring him back to WWE, you give him the World Championship for like 2 days, and then you let Randy Orton crush him. It makes no sense to me. I just don't understand it. If you push Christian as a heel and you let him run with the world title, he can do wonders. He has proven he can do it. He can carry a franchise, a show, I should say, since, Raw SmackDown. So he can carry a show, but you're just not giving him the chance. I don't understand this. I really don't. But I guess it is what it is for Christian. Got to talk about this CM Punk, Daniel Bryan, Match of the Year candidate. It was an amazing match, all right? I know a lot of people, I've seen a lot of people online complain about there was too many spots. I didn't have a problem with it that much. I felt that it was a good back and forth. I mean, they really worked the match. And you know what? I'll put it like this. If anybody was in the back watching, take notes, all right? That's how you put on a match. That's what should have been at WrestleMania, if you ask me. That was an amazing match. And you know what? This feud is going to go on longer. I definitely have to see this play out for a long time. So I tuned into Raw. Yes, I tuned into Raw. Because you usually want to tune into Raw, the night after a pay-per-view because you don't know what's going to happen. So I tuned into Raw. And it was really funny to see, they played the whole Kane aspect with Daniel Bryan. I don't know, here's one thing I will say about Kane. Why did they use Zack Ryder and Kane on the pre-show? When Zack Ryder and Kane have so much history, it should have been, and you guys have said it too, at the pay-per-view when Randy Orton fought him. It should have been Ryder and Kane because of the personal issues. But they used that for a pre-show, which didn't make any sense to me. And seriously, that could have pushed Ryder to a higher level. I don't understand why WWE is doing this with him. I just don't get it. Do they not like the guy or something? I mean, I understand you guys had said that, he found a way to get himself over without writing, and I'm sure the powers that be do not like that. But, hey, you should be happy that you have a wrestler who can sell himself. You really should. Because if you do give him material, then he can sell it even more. That's how you should look at it instead of getting all spiteful about it. But it doesn't matter. Was it Jericho? Always a joy to watch. Still a good heel. We'll see what happens. And Raw, he gave a code breaker to Randy Orton 3 different times. 2 out of those 3 looked nice. Randy botched the second one, but it doesn't matter. It's an all-in act anyway. I'll put it like this. It doesn't seem like it's going to get any better, especially with the way it ended the pay-per-view. Oh my God, you gotta be kidding me. First off, all right, look, we get it. John Cena is back, and for those who don't know, John Cena, the reason why he's back, he's going to be around. Even though he said he was leaving, no, he will be around because, for those who don't know, he's getting a divorce with his wife, so he needs to keep working because he needs the support, all right? That's what this comes down to. This is a real-life aspect now. This has nothing to do with wrestling. So he needs to keep working. He's not going to end up like Hogan and Flair where they get divorced late and lose everything, you know what I mean? He's still a young guy. He's still in, dare I say his prime? So, I mean, he has to make money. He's going to be on for a long time. He's not going anywhere. So, once again, get used to it, guys. All right? So, I mean, really. But the ending to that was horrible. You got Big Show who comes out and punches him in the face, and you understand why it's going to happen, because he's been fired, and the reason why he did it is because to be rehired to get back into the company. Logic would have said, and Cena said it on Raw, you know, if John Laurinaitis would have left, whoever was the next GM probably would have reintroduced Big Show anyway, because Big Show didn't do anything wrong. It would have made more sense. It would have been more logical, but I understand why they did it. You get what I'm saying? And, you know, as far as I'm concerned, Cena and Big Show at the next pay-per-view is going to be boring due to the fact that we've seen this before, and you know what they're going to do. I'm telling you now what they're going to do. Cena's going to pick up Big Show to go for the FU, and the announcer's going to make it a big deal. Oh, my God, we've never seen this before. You know how this goes, okay? Like I said, rinse, cycle, you know, cycle, rinse, repeat. It's all the same thing. Same thing. You need to come up with something fresh. Now, I need to talk about this a little bit. You guys had asked me to talk about TNA a little bit. What's going on with Kurt Angle? I mean, I understand this guy's damn near certifiably crazy. We just saw not too long ago where, you know, he bailed out of the Olympics, you know, because he had a hamstring problem. I'm thinking, this is the same guy who said he won the gold medal with a broken freaking neck, but he's going out with a hamstring problem. And you saw how much weight he lost because he was off the junk, all right? You saw how much weight he lost. Now, all of a sudden, he's looking bigger again. Why? Because 9 times out of 10, he's probably back on the junk. I don't understand what is going on in TNA. It seems like it's just random insanity going on there. You know, apparently Abyss has a brother now, and mind you, I haven't watched TNA in so long, so I'm like, what the hell's going on? You got AJ Styles, who's a Grand Slam champ, who is the best, hands down, wrestler on TNA's roster, and you got this guy, he's going back, apparently, back now into the world, you know, heavyweight title scene or whatever, but you kept him down for so long. And you know what? He's the guy that you want to build your franchise around. So I understand you don't have to have this guy win the title all the time. You don't want to do that because then it just pushes down everyone else. But you at least have people go through him to get to the world title. You know what I mean? Not a mid-card slot, and then you keep going up. That doesn't work. And you know what? Congratulations to Bubba Ray, or what was it, Bully Ray now? You want to call him? Because it seems like he's lost a little bit of weight. He's put on some serious muscle. I don't know if it's roids. I'm not going to say I don't know. All right? But he seems to be getting his act together. And, you know, I'm happy for him. I just don't understand what's going on with TNA. The knockouts, they used to be the best thing about wrestling, you know, in TNA wrestling at one point. You know, they had a great roster, and then they lost all their roster. Now everyone looks like Barbie out there wrestling. I don't get it. However, I am a fan of Velvet Sky and Winter, and I'm sure you guys, you know, you should know why. But, but it just seems like it's going nowhere. And I don't understand how they keep a lot of these wrestlers on budget, especially when you hear about all these lawsuits and everything that happens with TNA. Something is not right. Now, Ring of Honor, I'm telling you now, Kevin Steen is one. You guys had messaged me about him fighting El Generico again. I'll definitely be looking at that. I heard just not too long ago that he has booking powers or something. I don't know. Maybe you guys can tell me a little bit more about that. You know what I mean? I put it like this. TNA right now needs to have AJ Styles back in the limelight. Double A, get A double or whatever, Austin Aries. He's doing good, but you need to push him just a little bit more. Not because of who he is, but how much experience he has, and he knows how to work the heel really well. He does, all right? So those are the two guys you should be really looking forward to. And I'm a little pissed off at TNA that you got rid of Scott Steiner. You should know by now that Scott Steiner, he doesn't even have to wrestle. Give that man a microphone, and it's fair game. I will sit and watch Scott Steiner talk all day because he is great. There's something wrong with Scott Steiner. You don't know what's going to come out of his mouth. It's great. Put him on commentary as far as I'm concerned. Just put him as a third. I mean, put him between Taz and Tenay and just let him go. Seriously. There's no reason why Scott Steiner should not be with TNA anymore. It's ridiculous. Anyways, guys, I'm done for the day. And you know, I did this video early because I have a lot of things to do this week. So we'll start up next week with some more sports. And like I said, I still got that gaming video for you guys to do that Q&A. So I will talk to y'all later. Y'all be safe. I'm out.
Tonight, the Celtics try to move on in Game 6 against the Sixers in Philadelphia. Kevin Garnett had this to say when comparing the crowds in Boston and Philly. Not even close. You got fans and you got fair weather fans. Take that how you want. Stephen A. Smith, you worked and covered Philadelphia sports and their fans. What's your reaction to that?
First thing I've ever heard Kevin Garnett open his mouth about and emphatically disagree with. I'm assuming that he was talking negatively about the Philadelphia fans.
Fair enough.
Philadelphia has some of the greatest fans in the world. I worked there. I was a columnist at the Philadelphia Inquirer, and I wrote there for 16 years. I was a columnist for the last 7. Some of the greatest fans in America. Now, understand, they're vicious. They did boo Santa Claus one time, okay? They do not play. They hold you accountable. There is no doubt about that. But I am proud that I worked in that city. I'm a native New Yorker, and you don't hear New Yorkers say this very often about Philadelphia. I am proud to have worked in that city.
Are there a lot of Sixer fans, right?
They are.
Eagle fans,
they are
Flyer fans.
Listen, they are Flyer fans, they are Eagles fans. Nobody's bigger than the Eagles.
Right.
The Flyer fan base is rabid. The
Right.
Philadelphia 76ers, for all intents and purposes, didn't give them a lot to cheer about for a lot of years.
Right.
When they deserved it, they got it. But the point that I'm trying to make to you is that exists in Boston as well. You've got the Bruins, you've got the Red Sox, you've got the Patriots, you've got the Celtics. When you look like garbage, those fans, I saw a lot of empty yellow seats inside of TD Bank North Garden when the Boston Celtics went out winning games before KG got there. KG can say what he wants to say, but that's because KG, since you got there, they won. First year you got there, they won a championship, and every year you've been there, you've been competing for a championship. So it's no disrespect. It's a tribute to Kevin Garnett that he's been that elite with Paul Pierce and Ray Allen and Rondo and those boys. But trust me, the Philadelphia fan base is no joke. If I'm a professional athlete and I can ball, I want to play in a city like Philadelphia. If you are a scrub, you don't want to be there. It's not going to be comfortable. And last time I checked, as a fan, that's exactly the kind of atmosphere we want. I don't want scrubs being celebrated. I don't like that. If you're a scrub, they will call you a scrub. And I think that's a beautiful thing.